Good evening, everyone. Epifanio de los Santos Avenue, commonly called as EDSA, is one of the most popular and historical lanes in Metro Manila. It is in EDSA where the famous EDSA People Power Revolution in 1986 took place, where millions of Filipinos from all walks of life marched to end the dictatorship of the late President Ferdinand E. Marcos and begin a new era marked by the true freedom and democracy. It is also the place where EDSA DOS 2001 happened, which peacefully ousted the 13th president of the Philippines, Joseph Ejercito Estrada. And today we are honored to be interviewing someone who can tell us more about how EDSA is doing, especially amidst the pandemic. But before that, let me tell you about Ang Tinig. Ang Tinig Media is a small blooming news company that aims to bring the best reports of local, national, and international happenings to the public to spread the word of important events every day across the country. Mr. Michael Garza established the page on the 8th of May, year 2021, whilst holding such great visions for succession. And today, Ang Tinig Media is back to hosting its live interview broadcast with yours truly, together with the PMA graduate from class 1991, former chief of MMDA Task Force Special Operation, and now serving as the MMDA EDSA Traffic Manager as his present position, ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Bong Nebrija. Sir, good evening po.
Hi, good evening, May. Good evening to all your followers.
Magandang gabi po, Colonel Nebrija. So, kumusta po kayo?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. I hope you're fine as well at your end.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Now, are you ready to answer the questions ang Tinig Media team has gathered from the public to you, Mr. Nebrija?
Yes, shoot. Shoot it up, please. Thank you.
Okay. Sir, sino nga po ba si Colonel Bong Nebrija sa labas ng MMDA?
Well, Bong Nebrija is just a simple guy, I grew up in a simple family, in a family of 9. I'm the youngest, and all of us were products of public school system. And from elementary up to college, I'm a graduate of PMA, and with that, scholar tayo ng bayan. And yan, ang Bong Nebrija. I served in the Navy for 20 years before I found myself under the sun dito sa MMDA, serving as the Task Force Special Operations Commander, then eventually assigned as the Traffic Chief of EDSA Special Traffic and Task Force.
Sir, bakit niyo po naisipan na pumasok sa PMA nung panahon ng inyong kabataan?
Well, just like what I said, I'm the youngest in a family of 9. By the time that I was studying in college, my father was already retired, and we were still 3 in the family who were in college at the time. And it was hard for our family, especially we were just living on the pension of my father at the time. And I decided, actually I was the first in the family to enter PMA, and I was just inspired by how my father, who was a doctor, but he and a war veteran at that, and he was, he keeps on watching PMA graduation. And when I was a kid, the TV is devoted to him. Every time the graduation of PMA, he watched it, and he claps at the graduates hailing from Quezon City and La Union, our province. And I was just inspired, and I said, maybe one day I will be a graduate of PMA myself. But that inspiration was driven more of that desire to have a free education more than anything else, more than the glamour and all that. It was that desire to finish my studies on my own. So that's why I entered PMA.
Okay. Sir, sa inyong palagay, ano po ba ang hindi nyo makakalimutan bilang isang public servant?
I think, this is my second stint at public service. One when I was in the military, and now here at MMDA. Marami. marami ng experiences that I've been through, both in the Navy and here at MMDA. But I think one of the most unforgettable and where my leadership was really challenged was when I got assigned at Task Force Special Operations as the commander. I was not the first choice, to tell you honestly. I consider myself as the odd man out. And I was actually the fifth. If I'm not mistaken, I was the fifth choice to lead that task force. And yes, like what I said, my leadership was challenged. Putting up the team together was even a challenge for me. And the operations that we did was even more challenging more than anything else. That's why I consider that as one of my unforgettable public services stint, because one thing, it's not proving to the people that we did it. No, there's still a lot of work to be done. But what I always tell is that you can discount the fact that I have already planted
Yes.
the seed of change. If you will know the story of my team, you will be amazed, because I always call them a bunch of misfits, because that is an ad hoc team. We were not plantilla position, so these people were sourced out from different units, and a big portion of our team came from retraining. So if you came from a retraining, it means that you've been you know, there were allegations against you of corruption, kotong, abuses, payola, and all that. So it was really a, so to speak, a not so well embraced culture. Kung titignan natin, talaga pong a change of mindset among these people, among these enforcers. And it was
Very
hard.
uh-huh.
And syempre, coming from outside, I was new to MMDA then. I was really challenged by it. And they challenged me too. If really I could carry the team with that kind of
Okay. Sir, ano po yung nung panahon na nasa Philippine Navy po kayo, ano pong naging dahilan kung bakit naisipan yung lumipat ng profesyon sa paglingkod sa publiko po?
Well, actually, the reason behind I retired in the Navy is that I needed to follow my family in the US. So nasa US po kasi yung pamilya ko, and that is the reason why I went to the US and I retired here in the Philippine Navy. I stayed there for a while before coming back to take charge of some family interests in the Philippines. And the rest was history, because like what other people were saying, I found myself under the sun at MMDA. It was good. It was good. It was, sabi ko nga, it's a new set of this is a new stint for me for my public service.
Okay. Sir, nakala po ng aming team na noong 1990 daw po, isa po kayo sa isa sa pinakamaraming nailigtas na buhay nung nagkaroon ng earthquake sa Baguio po. Ano pong naramdaman niyo po nung panahon na yon, at hindi po ba kayo natakot na malagay sa panganib ang inyong buhay habang tumutulong po sa ibang tao?
No, it was scary. I was just 21 years old by then, So when that happened, July 16, 1990, and 21 years old, no, pag-graduate pa kami, and yung if I was afraid, if I was scared, yes, I was, because it was a first time for everyone, no. Nakakatakot po, especially when we responded to the export processing zone in Luacan Road, that was near PMA. We were the first one first one to respond. No, we actually from PMA we were the first team to go out and respond to the earthquake victims. And the first one that we went to is the export processing zone. It was really pancake from what do you call this? From I think it's fourth floor or third floor down to the ground floor. Talaga po napitpit po talaga yung yung building na yun. And at a young age, I saw many faces of death. No, I saw many faces of death. And nakakatakot po yun, and it was really very traumatic. I was able to save 23 souls. We were able to take them out of the rubbles. But likewise, I was able to retrieve.
Sorry, yes. Karamihan, sir, sa mga
Yes.
nailigtas nyo po, mga ilang taon po kaya yung mga nailigtas nyo po, nung mga average?
Ano yun? Working age.
Working age.
So, 20 and above, maybe. Because yung export processing zone is like a factory, right? Kung matatandaan natin, July 16 in 1990 was a Monday. No, July 15, sweldo po yung wala pa hong ATM noon eh. So, ang sweldo is by envelope, pay envelope. And they did not, of course, Sunday, they didn't get their pay and allowances. They got it on that day, July 16. So that's why many of the people that we rescued were in their cafeteria near the accounting office, near the finance office, because they were waiting for their salaries at that time, 3 p.m. before going home. So that's why also when we rescued them, when we went to the cafeteria, nakita namin yung duffel bags of pay envelopes. That's why we turned it over, amounting to millions of pesos. Ang nakakatuwa noon, we laugh about it. We tell the stories now, and we laugh about it. But then it was really scary kasi we were underneath. Talagang ang escape namin is one way in, one way out. We were 7 who were trying to rescue these people under the rubbles. And every time that there will be aftershocks, there's no way for us to get out anymore.
So may
kasi wala
habang
meron pa.
Talaga po.
Yes. It was the earthquake happened around 3 p.m. and we were out by 4. And we were starting to rescue then. And I think we were able to pull out 7 out of that situation, 7 souls. Siguro we were able to pull them out mga 7 because we needed to dig through, yung mismong floor ng building na napakakapal. Palit-palita kami nagmamaso, wala kaming jackhammer noon. So minamaso-maso namin until we have created a hole big enough for us to get through. Then we went through, napakadilim na. Ang nakakatuwa doon, since sa cafeteria may mga mesa, right? May mga mesa. And every time that we will experience aftershocks, kaming 7 nagsisiksikan sa isang mesa. Ang nagkakasya lang ulo namin. Ulo lang namin. And sabi nga namin, can you imagine kung talagang matabunan tayo dito? Hindi rin tayo mabubuhay dahil yung katawan natin exposed, nakalabas din. Sabi ko naman, buti nang na-expose yung katawan, mamamatay tayo, pag niretrieve tayo, makikilala pa rin tayo. Kasi buo yung mukha natin. So, hindi tayo magkakapalit-palit. So, but yun nga, sinasabi nga sa'yo, we can laugh about it now, but during that time, we were so scared. There were 2. There were 2 who really passed away, right before me, yun na nakakalungkot na pangyayari na naligtas mo na lahat, nagawa mo na lahat, natatanggal mo na siya lahat, but still he didn't make it. And few days after that, the rescue became retrieval, and alam mo, there's a one story that I
Opo.
will never forget na meron kaming retrieve sa FRB Hotel.
Mhm.
Uh, she used to be our cadet girl, you know, and we confirmed that she was inside because her brother was there to pinpoint to us na my sister was left inside. She
Opo.
was there, and we helped the family try to retrieve the cadaver. Tinulungan din kami ng mga minero because at the time it was so ano na talaga no, mabaho na, you just cannot stand the smell anymore. And buti yung mga minero, they could drink
Opo.
ng gin to eliminate the smell. Eh
Mhm.
kami mga kadete, bawal kaming uminom.
Opo.
So that's why ang mga pumapasok yung mga minero. And what we did was to retrieve the cadaver. Anyway, so we were able to retrieve that cadaver. I was able to talk to the dad to identify the body. Meron siyang kwintas, meron siyang singseng. All of this jewelries on the cadaver was identified by the father. I gave it to him, and we turned over the cadaver to the family for formalities. And 20 years after, 20
Mhm.
years after, I was in the US, and there was this close family to us. And it was one Sunday afternoon, we were having lunch. And tinanong nila, "O Bong, nasa Baguio ka ba nung nag-earthquake?" Yes, I was there. What was your unforgettable experience? Oh, I rescued this and this. I retrieved, but uh, then they asked, "Saan ka nag-rescue?" I went to EPSA, then I went to FRB. Oh, FRB Hotel. Yes, may retrieve kami doon. May we know what's the name of the one that you rescued? Oh, I will never forget her kasi cadet girl namin siya. So I mentioned the name. And everybody, the room fell quiet after I said the name because
She
it
was,
was their relative.
oh, talaga
Can
po.
you imagine? Until now, when I tell that story, it gives me goosebumps.
Oh.
20 years after, never do I just turned over. I just met the dad during that time. Tinurn over namin yung cadaver. The son,
Yeah
the
po.
brother that was with her is now a doctor in the US.
Oh,
And the amazing thing is that I was able to tell them vividly what we did and all that. Uh, the dad and the mom, when I told them the story, I was almost crying. No, talagang remembering their daughter, and parang God's plan. 20
opo.
years after, you will meet the family, and you will be able to tell them the story.
Opo.
And for them, I was a hero. I said no, I was not. I was just doing my job.
Yeah,
And
tama, sir.
he,
Napaka-heroic po nung action na ginawa niyo po. For sure, they will forever be thankful for that, like incident and for the help that you've given. Sir, maiba naman po ako. Tungkol po sa pagiging EDSA traffic manager, sir. Kamusta naman po ang EDSA ngayon kumpara nung wala pa pong pandemic?
it's a new EDSA that we have now, totally transformed
Mhm.
than the pre-pandemic time. Kasi nung pre-pandemic, uh, napakaraming sasakyan, napakaraming bus, yun yung binago namin. Unang-una is yung bus rationalization.
Mhm.
Before, there were 91 routes all over Metro Manila. 61 out of that 91 passes through EDSA. No?
Mhm.
Um, Kaya we have 3,600 to 4,000 city buses in a
Mhm.
day. On EDSA, can you imagine?
Oh, dami po.
Ang dami niyan, no? Ang haba pa niyan. So, ngayon, binago natin from 91 routes, we reduced the routes in Metro Manila to 31.
Mhm.
So if there were 61 bus routes that passes through EDSA before, now there's only one. If
Okay.
there were 4,000 buses on EDSA per day before, now we only have 550 the most. No? So, bago na yung EDSA, makikita nyo, doon dati nag-aabang tayo sa kanan, ngayon nasa kaliwa na tayo.
Mhm.
Mas mabilis na, no? Mas mabilis na yung takbo ng bus. If before, if you will take it, 3 hours to go from Monumento to MOA. Now you're taking it only 1.5 hours.
Laki ng
So you almost cut the travel time by 50%. Yun, nakakatuwa dahil ang nakakatuwa lang doon is we were able to see it in our lifetime. Na
Yes.
parang dati, lagi akong kailangan siya, may forever na lang sa EDSA, forever traffic. But sinabi ko nga, what I brought to EDSA was hope.
Yes.
Lagi yung sinasabi, no, there will be changes. We will transform it. We will improve the mass public transport system and all that. And yes, little by little, we're getting there. It's not yet perfect. Hindi pa nga tapos yan. But, the bike lanes, the additional bike lanes that we included on EDSA, it's what I would say is it's a feat na na ngayon lang natin na-realize. Mo rin na maglagay tayo ng bike lanes. It only took the pandemic to realize that. And that's good and that's nice. Tapos yung mga development, yung mga infrastructures, nagdagdagan na tayo ng Skyway 3, nag-open na yung Santa Monica Loton Bridge, matatapos na rin yung Batalyon Kalayaan Bridge. There will be 12 more bridges that will be built across Pasig River. I mean, magkakaroon pa tayo ng Pasig X. All of these infrastructures and change in mass public transport system, the modernization of it, is parang this is the start of the future.
Right.
With what we have started today, this will be the trend in the future. Magbabago man yan, but then again, we started it now. The future starts now. So, yun ang maganda doon.
That's very good to hear po. I mean, I'm sure that it's a very good news for everybody listening, especially those who are overseas, because they want to also get updated about what's going on in the Philippines and hearing from you po na marami pong mga pagbabagong magaganda pong nangyayari. I'm sure they will be really happy to hear that. Sir, by bonus question po, napagmalitaan po ng ang Tinig Media na mula sa inyong mga taga-suporta na kinahuhumalingan nyo daw po ang kantang Warrior is a Child. May dahilan po ba sa likod ng kantang ito? And baka naman po pwede tayong makahingi sa inyo ng sample dyan, sir.
No, I know, yung kabisado yung warrior sa child, but then again, it's really very inspirational, especially for me. Kasi, nung nakikita nung mga tao, nung nag-clearing ako, they see me there, doing it against all odds, walang sinisino, mapa lawyer ka man, mapa mayor ka man, or whatnot, tutuluyan namin, when we were doing clearing operations, we were met by so many opposition, tapos yung mga tao nagagalit sa amin, and they parang I portrayed to the public a strong personality, na talaga to, si Sir Bong, palaban to, talagang walang sinisino and all that, But they do not know that when I come home, na ako na lang mag-isa, may kita mo na the stress will sink in, you will realize na you're just lucky to parang to surpass the test or those challenges, and you're just happy and lucky to get out of it alive, I always pray, na they do not know that I really cry to the Lord na protektahan nyo kami kasi ang kalaban namin hindi lang basta-basta yan, talagang the threats that we were receiving real time. May kita mo, naririnig namin sa radyo, nandiyan na naman si Nebrija, may kasama pang sundalo. Pero walang baliwala yan kung papagplanuhan natin yan, And then, meron pang nagsumbong sa amin doon na, alam mo sir, talagang close call na yan dahil nasa likod nyo na sila, pinapatay na yung CCTV. It was just a matter of time na kung medyo nagtagal pa kayo sa lugar, eh, baka nagkatuluyan na kayo. No? So, those things na nakikita mo na it was really close call and you were just lucky to get out alive. No? You were just lucky to get out without any commotion or nobody got hurt. No, yun yung yun yung that's what I thank for and I pray for every time I come home. Kasi alam ko divine providence for me to get to finish my term as the commander of TFSO and to be transferred here on EDSA. Kasi to be honest with you, nothing was planned. I did not apply for this job. I did not plan for it. I was even ready to get out already of MMDA when Team Orbos left, but I was kept there. And I just said yes. I'm a soldier. I will follow. And I think I'm just thankful that God was with me all the way. Kasi if not for Him, I think I will not be here anymore. Talagang yung mga pinagdaanan ng team namin, we were all protected because of God's grace.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for your time tonight. It's really an honor to interview you and get to know you more behind all this, things that you do for us, for the entire Filipino. Now, sir, before tayo mag-end po, I would just like to call on Mr. Mike Garza to come and give you some closing remarks. Sir Mike?
Thank you,
Good
Kim.
evening. Good evening, Colonel. Maraming salamat po sa oras na binigay ninyo sa amin.
Mike, maraming salamat din sa pagkakataon that you have given me. I really like this interview because parang parang it's a way of breathing out, no? Yung nangyari, it's nice to tell these stories now that it's so over, but there will be more stories to be told. Maraming salamat, Mike, for supporting us, for supporting me, and thank you for being there. Salamat sa pagkakataon. And I wish you all the best dito sa Tinig Media. I'm sorry I was late. And mabuhay kayo and pagpatuloy niyo yung ginagawa niyo.
Ingat po kayo palagi, Colonel. God bless po.
God bless, Mike. Mabuhay kayong lahat. Thank you.
Salamat po. Sir, anything that you would like to promote po before we end the program?
Nothing. I'm just so happy and I'm just glad and I really appreciate that you have given me this opportunity. Bihira yung nakakapagtanong ng sino ba si Bong Nebrija behind EDSA, no? Behind being the EDSA, behind the Eagle Alpha, sino ba si Bong Nebrija, no? Bihira yung nakakatanong ng gano'n. Bihira rin nagbibigay sa akin ng pagkakataon na ipakilala ko sino talaga si Bong Nebrija. Kasi lagi lang nila nakikita, nako, masungit yan. No? Tutuluyan ka yan, suplado yan, ganyan. But they do not know why, the reason behind why I'm doing this. Thank you
so much again. Thank you so much, sir. All right. We hope that we would
salamat po, salamat. Good night.
Good night po.
Oh, of course. Good night. Thank you.
Right. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for watching again for another live interview. I'll see you again next time. This is Hazel Maven Luan Kim. Good evening.